Hello, my friends. It's me, Aunt T, back with Good Night Stories with Aunt T. Tonight, we're going to do 2 stories, and our first one is called The Dog, the Cock, which it could also be called a rooster, and the Fox. So here we go. A dog and a cock, who were the best of friends, wished very much to see something of the world. So they decided to leave the farmyard and set out into the world along the road that led to the woods. The 2 comrades, or friends, traveled along in the very best of spirits and without meeting any adventure to speak of. At nightfall, the cock, looking for a place to roost, was, as was his custom, spied nearby a hollow tree that he thought would do very nicely for a night's lodging. The dog could creep inside, and the cock would fly up on one of the branches. So said, so done, and both slept very comfortably. With the first glimmer of dawn, the cock awoke. For the moment, he forgot just where he was. He thought he was still in the farmyard, where it had been his duty to arouse the household at daybreak. So, standing on tiptoes, he flapped his wings and crowed lustily. But instead of awakening the farmer, he awakened the fox not far off in the wood. But the fox immediately had rosy visions of a very delicious breakfast. Hurrying to the tree where the cock was roosting, he said very politely, "A hearty welcome to our woods, honored sir. I cannot tell you how glad I am to see you here. I am quite sure we shall become the closest of friends." "I feel highly flattered, kind sir," replied the cock slyly. "If you will please go round to the door of my house, at the foot of the tree, my porter will let you in." The hungry but unsuspecting fox went around the tree as he was told, and in a twinkling the dog had seized him. And the moral, or the lesson of our story is, those who try to deceive or trick may expect to be paid in their own coin. So those who try to trick others can be tricked themselves. Let's go on, do one more tonight. Belling the cat. Looks like a bunch of mice. What do you see here? Where is Belling the cat? Is that the cat's name? I don't know. Let's read the story and find out. The mice once called a meeting to decide on a plan to free themselves of their enemy, the cat. At least they wished to find some way of knowing when she was coming so they might have time to run away. Indeed, something had to be done, for they lived in such constant fear of her claws that they hardly dared stir from their dens by night or day. Many plans were discussed, but none of them was thought good enough. At last, a very young mouse got up and said, I have a plan that seems very simple, but I know it will be successful. All we have to do is hang a bell about the cat's neck. When we hear the bell ringing, we will know immediately that our enemy is coming. All the mice were very surprised that they had not thought of such a plan before. But in the midst of the rejoicing over their good fortune, an old mouse arose and said, "I will say that the plan of the young mouse is very good. But let me ask one question. Who will bell the cat?" That's a good question. And the moral from our story, our lesson is, it's one thing to say that something should be done, but quite a different matter to do it. So our two lessons tonight were, when you try and trick someone, you may be tricked back. And it's easy to say how something should be done. It's hard to do it. And so let's start our prayer tonight. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Angels watching through the night, wake me with the morning light. And until next time, it's Aunt T saying good night.